It's the beginning of the year, and you have a transfer student who has trouble with rhythms, doesn't know how to turn a beautiful phrase, too much pedal for the Baroque, too much retard for the classical style. What in the world is a teacher to do? Where do you start? Well, I have a transfer student too, probably just like you. I found her reading level, and there are two basic things that I think need to be addressed. One is the reading level, and one is the musicianship. If I can, I want to separate and work one and then the other in one, or emphasize in the other. But you really can't do one to the exclusion of the other, can you, when you start? So here's what I'm doing. I found the reading level, and I'm working with her in musical concepts there. That is, I'm teaching her the idea of pulse, a downbeat accent and a lift for the rest of the measure, and then balance, and then phrasing, the three parts of a phrase: ascent, climax, descent. She happens to be using classical collection, so it makes it very easy to introduce those concepts in a carefully controlled environment. Alongside of that, I have her working in a book called Etudes in Rhythm, which I'm afraid is out of print. It does give students exercises and pretty much all the 16th note patterns that you find in 4/4 and in 6/8. I'm not sure I know something else to recommend in its stead, because I've been happy enough to continue to use that one. But you can find pieces that have 16th note patterns in at different points in the measure, and just use those as rhythm pieces while you work on the musical concepts over here. So one concept at a time, not everything at the same time. With the student, for instance, I'm not talking about style. Her reading right now is at the elementary level 4, which is not a place where I talk about style. I talk about articulation in stage 4, and I use the classical collections book. Style would be too many things to deal with. Have you ever taken lessons on anything and had a teacher ask you to do 5 things at one time? I had that happen to me a few years ago, and I took some voice lessons, and she was asking for 5 things at the same time, and I decided I was going to decide which was the most important, which she seemed to think was most important, and work on that one until I could get it sort of automatic, and then add the second one, and then add the third one, and that seemed to work for me. So it's good sometimes if the shoe is on the other foot and we become the student for a little bit, and realize that we really need to be careful not to ask our students to do too many new things at one time. So while I try to do a little bit of reading and a little bit of musical stuff at the same time, I try to control what I'm asking, and I find it easy to work with a piece that is challenging rhythmically, and then a piece that is not challenging rhythmically when I do the musical stuff, the phrasing. That is at a reading level where they can sight read at 80% of the performance tempo with an 80% accuracy level. That's what I know. And then I want them to practice slower than that, obviously, and with a higher level of accuracy. So hope that helps you with dealing with our new transfer students this fall.